everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, but you can call me Ems, and welcome to my library. It's not too much of a library yet. I have these two bookshelves, which still have lots of room on them. There's more up there as well. These are Billy bookshelves from IKEA, and I plan to get one more to go right here. And that'll take up most of this wall, and I'm very excited about it. So my housemate moved out, and instead of putting in a guest room, I decided I wanted to put in a library for myself, a little place for me to do my hobbies and enjoy my books and that sort of thing. And I'm so excited about it. It's still a work in progress. We've got a new light fixture. We've got the bookcases. I've taken the railing out of the closet, and that has now been, my old bookcases have gone into there, and that is where I keep a lot of my witchcraft tools. My altar is now over here, so it's kind of like a library / ritual room. But I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what I have been knitting lately. It's all knitting, no crochet recently. And there is going to be some crochet soon though, I promise. First is the Hardly Harness by, this is by Lydia Morrow, or What Lydia Made on Instagram. It is basically, it's literally just like a little knitted harness, and I think it's so fun and so cute. A lot of people do a duplicate stitch on it, but what I did is, instead of using DK, I held two fingering weights together. These are both from, I posted it on Instagram, but these are both from Woolen Wanderlust. And it is a rainbow colorway called Happy Dance, and then a black called Licorice. And this is the softest thing I've ever worn in my life, but it's so fun to wear over a plain t-shirt or on top of a dress, that sort of thing. So this has been really fun to sort of style and just pop on things. It's a nice accessory, a little bit different than what you'd usually see for accessories. If you hear a bunch of banging around, Vecna is obsessed with the library, and he's just rolling around and chewing on that doorstop spring thing and going crazy and nuts. So you'll hear lots of Vecna in the background today. After the Hardly Harness, what I ended up finishing was one that I talked about in my Fantasy Knits video, and that is the Hobbiton Vest. This is the Hobbiton Vest by Fable Knitwear. Give you a full view of it. It's got a bit of a wrinkle from how I had it folded in the drawer, but I have a drawer that I keep a bunch of cedar balls in, and I keep all of my makes in there. So this is a moss or seed stitch cardigan. You can see the, not cardigan, sweater vest. You can see the texture there. And it is a fake button band. This does not open. It is sewn down because you pick up and knit along the center line. And that was such a fun detail, because if I look inside, you can see just the sewing. There's no button band there. And I think that is so genius because it keeps it from gaping. And I only needed, because of that, 3 buttons. Thankfully, because I only had 4, and I think that even numbers of buttons look weird. So I prefer doing it in 3s, 5s. I don't like 7s usually. So I usually do 3s, 5s, 9s, or 11s numbers of buttons. Similar to the Hobbiton Vest, had you seen my knitting plans for, I think it was 2023 at this point. Yeah, I think it was my 2023 knitting plans or my 2024 knitting plans. Clearly, I didn't do many of them, but the Hobbiton Vest was one of those on that list, and so was the Bygone Blouse, which I am utterly obsessed with this, guys. The collar, I put a Mothman pin on top of the button. There's a button right underneath of it, because I think the Mothman looks so cute. This yarn is hand dyed by Hunsa Design as well. So Moa hand dyed this yarn for me. It is called Fridge Duty, and it is a stunning, I'm getting a bunch of extra pieces of wool on it because I was spinning some yarn, which I will talk about a little bit later. So beautifully shaped. It has optional bust shaping in the form of some short rows in the front, and it has, the sleeves were kind of annoying to knit, but the outcome, like the way that they fit and look, it was worth every second of annoyance that I've had. It has been worth every second. This looks fantastic on. If you go to my Instagram, you will see pictures of me wearing this. I have worn this so much since I finished it. It has been a dream project for a long time, basically since Lydia announced this pattern, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. Lydia is probably one of the best like knitwear designer for plus size inclusive patterns ever. And it just is so beautiful. I can't. Next, I would like to talk about a work in progress. I'm gonna call it only one work in progress because I have 2 pairs of socks where I have knit exactly 1 sock, but the other sock has not been cast on yet. And we're currently in Sock Island for those 2 pairs because I got bored / annoyed, which I do get in these moods where I just want to finish my pairs of socks. So I'm going to let it happen. I'm going to finish my 1 sock of as many pairs as I want. And then when I'm in that mood, it is hone in time. So the current only work in progress for knitting that I have is a test knit for the Agnes Camisole by Fable Knitwear. It's hard to see. It looks just huge because it is meant to be a oversized Edwardian inspired like camisole, similar to like an Edwardian chemise, like very blousy. So the ribbon at the bottom cinches into your natural waist, and then the ribbon at the top cinches up here, so it's nice and blousy and big. Literally the only thing I have left to do on this is the straps, but I have given my feedback on this already because the straps won't make that much of a difference to fit or my opinion on the pattern. I think there's a couple of things I would change personally before I knit this again, so you can see it's bigger in the front than in the back, like taller. I would change a couple of things personally, but that is more based on my own personal preference for fit than it is based on an actual opinion about the pattern. And that is just simply because my bust is much bigger than my upper bust, so I would do more, I would either do more decreases before doing the lace portion at the top, or I would switch to a smaller needle once I got past my bust point. And that's just because I would like it to not be as ruffled at the top, and that's just a personal preference really for my size. And then I would also make it a bit longer because I have a long torso, but otherwise the pattern is pretty good, and I had some feedback that I submitted and has been listened to, which is good. And this is Drops Fable in like an orangey pumpkin color that I got just for the test. So mostly stockinette, and it's got a little bit of a textured panel in the front that has that moss or seed stitch there. And I said earlier I would talk a bit about spinning because I have finally gotten back into spinning since I had my moth problems. We don't want to talk about it too much. But I do want to make a video about my yarn stash. I might even film it right after this. I want to make a video about my yarn stash and what I've done to change the way I store yarn related to that, but that'll be a different video. But I've gotten back into spinning. I've used some wool from Good Vibrations in St. John. This is British dyed fiber neon merino. That is the bag. And this has made one spool. I am not the most even of spinners, as you can see, but I'm working on it. I've got 2 more bags of this, and I was debating if I wanted to ply it on itself, but I think what I want to do is get some black, get 300, so this is, I have 3 100-gram bags, so I was thinking I would get 300 grams of black fiber, spin that, and then I would ply this with black, and I think that would look so cool. And then with 600 grams at what I think will be probably a worsted weight once this is plied is my guess, like the average will be a worsted, maybe a DK. I got a lot more regular as it went on. There is some slubs in some thicker slubs in the end here, but I think my average here is about a fingering single. I would love to get to a point where I can do lace weight singles so that I can have fingering like 2 plies or even 3 plies. That would be cool, because I would like to try chain plying, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I do have a makeshift Lazy Kate, so I'm thinking that I will, this fit the entire 100 grams, so I think I'll do 2 more of these, and then I have 3 spools left. So I'll fill up 3 spools with about 300 grams of black fiber. I don't have any black fiber. Actually, this is the only fiber I have in my stash, is this merino. But I think I'll get some black fiber or a gray, and maybe I can get a BFL. I really love BFL. And then ply it together and then plan out to knit something. And I will have to see how much yardage I have after that. Being plus size and a spinner means that I need a lot more, I mean, even in regular knitting, I need a lot more yarn, I need a lot more yardage, so I need to spin a lot more to make something larger. But I think if I had 600 grams of worsted weight, I could get maybe a t-shirt, like maybe not a full sleeve situation, but I think I could maybe get a t-shirt out of knitting this up if I ply it with black. So that's the idea. I've missed spinning, and I'm not as fast as a lot of these like YouTube spinners because I don't have an electric spinner. I don't have an e-spinner. I have an Ashford traditional from the 70s. I bought it secondhand off of Facebook Marketplace. It was quite the adventure to go get it because it was from a lady who kind of lived outside of a small town in a bit of middle of nowhere compared to where I live. So that was an adventure to get that, and it was really fun to use it, and I'm so happy I'm back at it and doing more spinning, and I'm excited to get some more wool and work on it because I think it would be really fun to do a sheep to sweater project. I don't know if I could like stand scouring a fleece though. I don't know if I could stand that personally, but we'll see. We'll get there. My goal is to at least spin a sweater quantity at some point, spin and knit the sweater, and then have a sweater that I have fully spun and knit. But how fun would it be to do a prep the fleece, either dye the fleece or spin it, then dye the yarn, and then knit the sweater? Like, that's the dream, people. So, some media that I have been enjoying lately. My most recent finished read was Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, I think is his name. And yes, it is the book that inspired the Jurassic Park movies. But I saw the most recent Jurassic World movie with Jonathan Bailey, and I was like, I should just read Jurassic Park, because I was a little disappointed in the film because it wasn't dinosaurs. Well, but whether something is or is not dinosaur is a bit of a philosophical question when it comes to Jurassic World. But anyway, I read Jurassic Park and I was actually really impressed with how much I liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And I rate on enjoyment, so 4 is like, I liked it. Yeah. Just didn't get a 5 from me because it was a little too technical, to the point where I was kind of like getting through some of the portions being like, okay, that's some talk about DNA. Okay, sure. Sounds about right, Michael. My current read is one that I'm literally trying to finish for tomorrow for book club. Tomorrow when filming this. So I'm getting there. I've got about 30-ish% left. I am reading Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. So far, hilarious book. Wasn't sure how funny a dark romance could be, but boy howdy, is this hilarious. As you can see, I am also an annotator when it comes to my fiction books as well as my nonfiction. So far, really enjoying it. We'll see how it pans out in the last like 30%. And yeah, I got nothing much else to say about it other than that. I might have more thoughts about it for book club, but nothing for the gentle ears of a YouTube. Speaking of the gentle ears of YouTube, I have recently started listening to a new to me band, and I have been very normal about them. And by very normal, I mean within 48 hours, I had listened to their entire discography and consumed at least 6 hours of content about their lore. If any of you know of any bands with lore, you're thinking about it, it's Ghost. I became a little bit obsessed with Ghost. I only own this record. This is just the sleeve. It's in my record player right now. But on my turntable, I don't know. I'm not a fancy vinyl person. I just like vinyl. So get over it. But this is Skeleton, their most recent album from this year. And I really like it. And I listened to their entire discography and discovered that I didn't dislike any of the songs. I actually, in fact, liked a lot of them and really liked about 13 of them. So I have my fave Ghost songs playlist, which has 13 songs on it currently. There might be more in the future, but that's where we're at. I don't know if I could choose a favorite song yet. On this album, I think my favorite is either Satanized or Excelsis. Love Lacrima, very fun, but Satanized, really good, great music video too. And Excelsis just feels very, I don't know, it just gives me feelings, so I like it. Those are my 2 top favorite from this album, probably. And I really like the way that this album is formed. It's just very concept album and vibe, in that like everything just kind of seems to tell a story. It feels like it moves together really well. And I feel the same about Impera as well. Prequel was kind of getting there, but the other albums feel like this is a collection of good songs, but not necessarily like they purposefully go together. The Ghost fans are probably going to come for me in the comments, but that's okay. You can do that. I don't care. I control it. I can delete it if you're too mean to me. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Don't forget to tell me down below in the comments, what are you knitting, crocheting, spinning, or crafting up right now? What are you reading and listening to? What's the vibe? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!